can't believe Crystal and Gustavo stood us up again.
Oh my god.
Anyways, speaking about the whole industrialization and immigration, urbanization and political stalemate, it got me thinking.
Yeah.
And about the way our society has built up and how the U.S. has grown so much. And I was wondering, it was such an amazing event such an amazing turnover that happened. But what fueled it?
Uh, I think it was just like there's a lot of growth in technology and the people coming in. The factories had a huge impact on how there was more jobs, easier to create things. It was all cheaper.
It was like a little bit of everything, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, because without one thing, another thing couldn't have happened.
So, yeah. Took a mixture of everything to accomplish what the
It was like a chemical
industrialization.
reaction, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and poof,
Yeah.
you have a completely new world.
Exactly. But it had to do with a lot of improvements on old stuff and cheaper labor work and other stuff like that.
Yeah.
So,
That's kind of the way, like, all of these changes, they sort of impacted our society and the way it works. Because without all of these changes, like, I'm guessing like things would have stayed the same, right?
yeah, it probably wouldn't cause so much change
Yeah.
in people's thoughts from before, from having to go from farm work to actual industrialization, like factories and more hands-on with machines and stuff.
Yeah. You were telling me that the way it impacted society was that like security and
Yeah, safety
health.
standards lowered.
Yeah, and then the whole health thing, like people stopped caring as much for health, like inside of the factories. I mean, there was very little things they did to create the whole sanitary things. I mean, there was like blood and dirt everywhere, rats. I mean,
Yeah.
that's pretty disgusting.
Like how in the book Jungle it says they kept all the meat stuck in a frozen, like in a dark room, and then they would see rats and they wouldn't pick them up. They would just kill the rats, and even though there was like rat dung and thing and stuff on the meat, they would still pick it up and put it inside the.
Yeah, and then consumers, the people who would buy this meat, they would just eat it like innocently. They didn't even know what was going on. I think that's kind of also like that's when the whole product, like, they cared more about producing rather than the health and the standards in which they should serve in.
Yeah, it's more mass production and more money. They didn't care about how it affected their health and other stuff. So
Yeah, all they cared about was money. So I guess in a way they became more greedy. Like, it mattered more for them to have money than to serve their community.
yeah, talking about money, it's like the social classes changed. There was a wider gap from the rich, wealthy class from the middle and poor class. So they had a huge gap because they were paid like what, $1 and something a day.
I thought it was like 15 cents. Oh,
per
15
hour.
cents an hour.
Yeah, that's why it's like $1, almost dollar something cents more. So
Yeah.
it's like they didn't earn much. So
I think all of these things, they helped establish the U.S. and the whole world power. Because of this huge revolution. I mean, the U.S. they launched from like pit bottom to like at the top of the social chain, and
Yeah.
top of like they became more in link with like the higher, more wealthy countries around the world.
yeah, like money has a huge factor on that since using machines, it was cheaper to create more products, like mass production of guns. You can make more. You can make the same gun over and over again with mass quantities, which saved
little
them.
time.
Yeah, in little time, which saved them for like war stuff. It's able to make U.S. a power. It's cheaper, and money also has a huge effect on all this creation. So.
Yeah, and like also people their ideas also changed. They were more open to newer things, more open to trying out new things. I mean, they have to have been open to it in order to want to try out, like, for an example, a telephone.
Yeah.
I mean, they could have easily rejected it, but they wanted to go a step higher into technology and to, I guess, in a way, evolve
Yeah.
from what they were.
Like now we like to try to buy the new stuff, the new thing, something new you wanted. That's probably how they took it. So even though they didn't know what it was about, they still tried to.
And they kind of set the standards for citizens and residents in the U.S. today, because thanks to their changes, we began to have new ideas as well, not only in technology but also in education. Education became an important factor as compared to before the Industrial Revolution and all these
Yeah.
things that took place. I mean, education was only for the rich back then.
Yeah, how this even all the little kids were always on the street. They use education as a way to get them out of the street. So that probably having more students in school makes raises the education.
Made it more eligible
Yeah.
for people to become smarter and to become a better country as well.
Yeah, even that actually helps them improve us, because if they're smarter, they're gonna go into government and try to make a change to make us even smarter or have a better life, improve our living standards and stuff. So I guess that helps even us
Today.
from a low start point.